Scottish Mudlarking here with Nicole and Craig. We've come back along to North Queensferry. It's been a long time since we've been here, but we made some really cool finds. So we've come back along here into the mud. We'll go around on the wee Beady beach and see what we can find.
Something, and it might be a tiny bead, like a kind of seed bead, or it might be something from an electrical thing. Let's see. It's the tiniest thing. It is a bead. Oh, that's so amazing! The first bead of the day. I hope I'm gonna find another one, but I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm happy with one bead. How cool is that? The tiniest bead.
Now there's lots of little glass shards here, but there's one in particular I think is really lovely. So, can you see it? I'll zoom in around it, we'll get a wee look. Yeah, it's this wee piece. Now I'm not sure if that's milk glass or if it's flash glass or quite what it is, but it's a beautiful wee colour. Oh, that's really nice. So it's white on one side, pink on the other side, and just alongside it we have this piece of lavender glass. So we've just arrived, we're only a couple of minutes into this, and it looks like it's going to be a fantastic day for really lovely sea glass finds. Now there's an interesting wee find here, and it's definitely one of the things that you like to find.
Yep, it definitely is, yeah.
So the question is, among all the very many things that I'm sure you can see here, can you see what we're most interested in? That really kind of changes up the can you see it thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see what we want to see?
Yeah, let's go see if we get closer.
Yeah, let's get a wee bit closer into that. Lots of shards, lots of different things, but this is the piece that we're interested in. Now I spotted this, and I think it's milk glass. I think it might be a cold cream jar or something like. Could you tap that on the screen, please? I'm wearing my gloves to keep a wee bit warm.
Yeah, that certainly does look like milk glass, doesn't it?
Very cool, eh?
Yeah. Let's see if I can turn it around. Oh yeah, you can see it's a little jar, and this is where the lid would have been.
Yeah, I wonder if that brown is maybe a muck, or maybe it's supposed to be there.
No, I think it's muck.
Now there's a fab wee find at my feet. Can you see it? There's actually a few fab wee finds, but there's one in particular that I think is noteworthy, and we'll take a closer look at it. Can you see it? There it is, right in the centre of the screen now. Now you'll see a fair few wee bits of glass around here as well. A wee bit there, a wee bit there. But it's this piece that I'm interested in, and mainly because I think you can see there, you can see a maker's stamp. So you can see these wee details here. We'll turn that around. Oh. Now we'll take a closer look at that, and we'll see if we can identify that. But I think this might have been maybe a wee ink well, or definitely a tiny bottle, a very small bottle, whatever it was. Very cool.
Now this bottleneck caught my eye, not because it's a particular cool bottleneck, but I spotted something just on the side of it there. It looks like it's a little ball. Okay, what is it? It does look like a little ball. It doesn't look like a bead though. Oh, it's a bead. I tell you, it's a bead. Oh, that is so fortunate. Just looked at that bottleneck and I found the bead. Oh, that's amazing. I think it's an amazing colour, like a turquoise. I found another bead.
You found another bead?
Yeah.
I think it's about time we had a wee roundup to see what we've done so far.
I think so too. Let's go do that.
I thought I'd take a wee look at the Sailors' Cemetery to distract from the fact that we took much longer than planned to do that mini roundup. Long before this walled space became a sailor's burial ground, a chapel stood here. The chapel was dedicated to St James, patron saint of pilgrims. Although the date of its construction is not known, it may date back to around 1068. This is around the same time that St Margaret, the wife of Malcolm III of Scotland, established a ferry crossing to create a safe crossing for pilgrims en route to St Andrew's Cathedral. Although we don't know if it was established then, we do know for certain that it was firmly established by 1320, when Robert the Bruce granted the chapel to Dunfermline Abbey. It seems that the chapel was occupied and used until 1651, when tradition recognises that it was destroyed during Oliver Cromwell's invasion and decade-long occupation of Scotland. Then in 1752, the land was given to the Sailors' Society of North Queensferry. It was at this time that the land was walled in and the cemetery was established on this medieval site of pilgrimage. Now, let's get back to the harbour and see what we've found.
Ooh, it's a bit of a manky day today. It's quite cold, overcast and drizzling. But I found this piece and I think it's milk glass. Looks like basically cut through the middle. Probably a little cream pot. Very nice. Well, not. It's a little muddy, but I like milk glass and I love these shapes, so I'm going to take this piece.
Now, right down the lens of the camera just now, there is what I think is a really lovely wee piece of milk glass. So we'll come in close on that, and you should be able to see that it's really nicely embossed. Just this wee piece here. That's really lovely. Really nice wee piece. But it's not the only thing here. Now I'm going to take that, and we'll have a closer look at that in a wee minute when I go speak to Nicole. But before we do, let's just have a wee look around and see what else we can see here. So, there's a little bottleneck that I saw just a second ago. Let's see if we can see that. Now, can you see the bottleneck? It's a very nice one. I think it's most of the bottleneck actually intact, and it must have been a nice little bottle, a wee domestic yeast bottle. You can probably see it now. This one here. Now, I love a bottleneck, and this is an excellent wee bottleneck. Oh, thick. It's really shiny, so I'm guessing it's been protected in the mud there for quite a long time. But we'll certainly be taking that along.
So we've just spotted two things there. Can you see it? Now, what are we looking at? We're looking at the top of a bottle and something that looks like some electrical plug type thing, maybe Bakelite?
Yeah, I reckon it's Bakelite. And I reckon they should be quite easy to see by now.
Yeah.
Maybe not actually, I'm having trouble myself.
So there's a Bakelite plug thing here. There's a bit of writing on there. And to the right of it is this bottle top there. Now it's got a screw top, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's modern. It still kind of could be 1930s.
Yeah, I think that's a wee flask type bottle.
Ah, yeah.
Could have been medicinal, might have been a wee tot of brandy in there or something maybe, I don't know.
It could have been any of the above.
We are on a harbour.
Uh-huh.
As you know, sailors are famously into their rum.
I think we're going to leave both of these things here because we're not going to do anything with them, so...
No, can't make that into a set of earrings or anything.
No. Let's see if we can find something that we could use in jewellery.
Yeah, cool. So, there's a really pretty wee piece of decorative pottery down here. And I think for a change, it's one of the very few things on in the shop. There are a couple of other things, but this one I think it stands out. Question remains, can you see it? There we go. That's really lovely. It's a very pretty wee design. This bigger piece alongside it, not sure what that is. Certainly can't make anything with that, but we can use this wee piece.
Well, it would appear today is the day for tiny finds. Can you see that tiny piece of pink there? How lovely. Now what is that? It looks like a nail, but also looks like might be glass. Okay, I think it might maybe be a little dapper or dabber from a perfume, so something that would have been inside a perfume bottle. Yeah, what do you think it is? It looks like a nail. It's not a nail, it's definitely glass. Very nice find. Oh, that's so cool. I've just spotted this little tiny wee clay thing, and it turns out it's a bit of a pipe stem. This one is really nice and smooth, so I think I could use that just like a bead. Let's take 5 minutes and look around here, and then we'll do that wee roundup.
Yeah, but we'll have to hurry up though. It's starting to rain and the equipment's getting wet.
Yeah.
Can you see it? Again, I don't know why I'm saying can you see it. There are so many things that you could possibly see. The one thing that I'm looking at, the chances are that you're seeing that as well, rather than the half dozen other pieces that are around it. It's fairly limited. But I'm looking at this wee piece here.
Ooh.
Now I'm going to ask my wee focus assistant there. There we go. Thank you, focus assistant. Because I'm wearing these nice glovies that Nicole bought me, I'm not able to focus the camera. But yeah, that's a lovely wee piece of glass, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
You do?
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and then you'll know as well.
Oh, it's the top of a jar.
It is indeed, yeah. A lovely cold cream jar.
Okay, but not the kind of thing we'll take because it's a wee bit sharp and or is it? Is it the kind of thing we'll take?
Yeah, because it's kind of milk glass and I just put them in a jar.
Okay. So I'm pointing the camera then at something that Nicole saw just as we were picking up that little piece of opalescent glass. And the question is...
Can you see it?
Probably not actually.
Wow.
It's quite well covered in amongst all this seaweed.
Yeah, and they're very difficult to spot.
Yes, as you know, over the last few weeks, Scotland has been battered by 3 named storms. And this bay that we're in just now is not normally filled with so much seaweed. And the seaweed is given great cover to this thing. Now I'm pretty sure you can see it by this point. So Nicole gave me a wee hand focusing on this piece, and I'm sure you can all see it bright and clear just now, but Nicole couldn't see it, and I'm finding it difficult to still keep seeing it through the monitor.
There it is.
That's it there.
Yeah, I think there's some writing on it. Do you want me to turn it around?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a wee look.
Okay, alright. Now, I think I
Okay,
can
the light's changing now. Okay, good. Yeah, that's really clear now. Yeah, I can see the word Cacodian there.
I think that says Edinburgh, and there's Dunfermline. I think there's a year, it looks a little bit like 1962, but difficult to see from this angle.
That's very cool. Yeah. Well, that's a stopper that's certainly done the travels, isn't it? It's been about a bit.
Yeah, that's very nice. I love this.
Now that's a very, very cool find. At least I think it is. The question is, can you see what I'm talking about? Now I'm going to go down, I'm going to pick this up. We'll see if it is what I think it is. And then there's something that's just caught my eye off to the side. And we'll see what that is. Now this, I hope you can see, is perhaps one of the biggest pieces of blue glass I think we've ever found. That's huge. It's a really good piece. Now this might be... No, that's a different colour. I thought that might have been... It looked blue as well. So this piece here looked blue as well, but it's not. Now is this piece blue? No, it's green. I'm just seeing blue everywhere. But this piece is definitely blue. And it's a really nice, big, chunky piece of blue as well. So I'm going to take that.
Finally, let's have a look at our best finds so far. So I found quite a few pipe stems. They're all very different. Not found a pipe bowl yet, but I'm holding out for that. Who knows? Then we found that really nice vulcanite stopper with the writing on it. That's a great find.
It is indeed.
Yeah, we usually just find the really smooth ones. You found this really cool claw.
Yeah, I'm not sure how old that crab claw is, to be honest. It might get left here eventually, we'll see.
It might be recent, yeah, who knows. That's a really nice bit, that pink bit.
Yeah, it's a lovely wee bit, isn't it? Now, I think that's Is it flash glass? It's half milk glass. It might be all milk glass. I'm not entirely sure, but it's beautiful wee pink colour.
It definitely is, yeah. It's kind of a layered glass, and I can see that you found a little bit of UV.
Now I think that's UV, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It's a wee bit sharp, but you know, UV's quite special, so it's nice to find.
Yeah, that's a great find. I found this funny wee bit here, and I think it kind of looks a little bit like a head, or maybe like a kind of a chicken head or something.
Yeah, so I'm going to move that around there now. Through the lens, it looks like that's maybe part of a face, so there could be sort of shoulders here, and that maybe half a face there, I don't know, not quite sure.
Yeah, definitely something figurative. Okay, now to my favourite bits. There's this little dapper here, probably from a perfume bottle.
Oh, we can see that, it's just that little glass rod there, that would have been dipped into a perfume bottle, and then you would use that to dab it on your wrists or your neck, or indeed wherever else you wanted to wear perfume.
Yeah. What a chunk of blue you found there. That's amazing. Yeah, I found mainly tiny pieces, and that was my biggest piece. Then the two beads. Found this tiny bead, and then this quite big bead.
Yeah, they're really cool finds. So I think what we should do here is we should wrap up now. We want to get off to Beady Bay and see if we can add some more beads to the collection that we've got so far.
Oh, that would be amazing. Let's go.
We found some beads in here the last time, and that's why we've been calling this place Beady Bay. But you know, from this point of view, it's like stony nothing.
Well, let's go check that tiny area over there with the smaller stones.
There's a tiny wee bit of sand over there, sand and maybe some shells, so let's see, maybe we'll get lucky, maybe we'll find a bead in there, maybe we'll just have to call it a day. Oh, there's a wee thing. Now I say a wee thing, what could it be? It's just this wee thing here. This wee blue thing. So I'm going to get rid of this glove. I'll pick it up and we'll take a wee look at it and see what it is. I think that's part of a bead.
Oh, really?
Well, here it is, Beady Bay, and as you can see, it's mainly sort of stony bay just now. But I did find this wee thing. Now I think that looks to me as if it's part of a bead.
It is, yeah. It's like a third or a fourth of a bead or something.
Yeah, it's a tiny wee bit.
Well,
but still, you never know.
Part of a bead is a bead, huh?
And it's a sign of what may be yet to come.
Okay.
Let's have a closer look at that. There we go, maybe a quarter of a bead, maybe a third of a bead, I don't know, it's a wee bit of a bead. It's a start.
Yeah, it's a nice start, so maybe we'll find one more bead, and I think then we probably want to call it a day. It's getting really cold now.
Yeah, it's getting cold, it's kind of wet.
Yes.
I've got my gloves on, I'm about 2 minutes away from getting my scarf out of the bag.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll see if we can find any more beads, and then we'll get on our way.
Let's do that. Now there's something red on the ground. I think it's probably a squished berry, but we're going to go check it out and see what it is. Okay, it is a bead. You can just see that little bead hole there, but I think it's actually a bonfire bead. The noise you can hear is a train going over the Firth of Forth bridge at the moment. So, this is a bead, and it's a bonfire bead. So it's been in the fire, and it's a little bit squished, but you know what? I am so happy with this.
Oh, what'd you find?
I found a bead.
Hi, Nicole's found a bead in Beady Bay. Who would have thought?
I did find a bead, yes.
Awesome. Cold, eh?
Yeah. Is this a nasty day or what?
It is. It's a Dreich day with the rain and the cold and the wind's really picking up now as well.
Yeah.
Let's have a wee look at that bead.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's a lovely wee red bead there. Now, is that glass?
It is, yeah, but it's bonfire glass, so you see it's a little bit squished.
Now let us know when you can see it.
Shall I give you a hint?
In amongst all this glass, can you see something really quite special?
It is really special, yeah. And
I'm moving a bit closer.
Uh-huh. It's a lovely green.
It's right in the centre. Let's just get right in close to this,
Yeah.
and Nicole can tell you what we're looking at.
Okay, it's right there. It's a lovely bead and it has 2 holes. So it might have been from a bracelet. And it looks like it's got layers on it. So it's green and white. That's what I can see from the distance now.
That's very cool. Well, we'll take a closer look at that.
Yeah.
The rain was fast on our heels by the time we got to Beady Bay, so we really didn't have very much time to look around. We did, however, find a couple of really glorious wee beads that Nicole's going to tell you about just now.
Now this is a little half bead that I found just as we were packing the camera away. It's a little tiny lime green bead and it matches the one that Craig found just perfectly. 2 little tiny half beads. You've already seen this tiny bead. I think it's the tiniest bead I've ever found, and you've seen it in the mini roundup, but I thought it would be worth having another look at this tiny little treasure. It looks like it's a gorgeous seed bead, and I think it might have been used on an embroidered little bag. This is a really lovely red bead. Now I had hope that it might have been one of those lovely beads that looks like a scarabaeus, or maybe one that looks like a ladybug, but it's really difficult to see because it has been in a fire, so it's got lots of marks, and it did look at first like it was a squished berry, but it is a bead. I think this bead is going to be really hard to recognise because it looked much darker when I found it, and now after a good clean you can actually see its lovely turquoise colour, and I'm going to use that in a minute to make a nice pendant for our Etsy shop. Last but by no means least is this lovely barrel shaped bead. Now you can see it's actually got 2 holes in it, and I think this is because it was maybe part of a bracelet. Now I've got 2 beads here from our collection that I'm going to show you now. I'm going to put this one here. This bead Craig found a couple of years ago in Kirkcaldy, I remember that day. So I think what would have been the case is that there were elasticated bands in between these beads, and it would have been a bracelet, so you get an idea just roughly what it would have looked like. There are holes in this little bead on the side and the same here, so I think this is how they would have joined up once. And this bead is exactly the same. It's got 2 little holes and it's got that lovely marble effect. What a gorgeous wee find.
Well, we're getting chased away with the rain today, so all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting on the videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and a huge thanks to everyone who supported this channel through Ko-fi, Etsy and Amazon. Thank you so much. We're going to get back in the car, get out of this rain, get home and dry off. Bye bye for now.